Decatur Park District is faced with a declining population, a declining tax base, and an abundance of parkland. What would be your solution to this issue?
That's an excellent question. I wish I had a solution to it. If I did and had a crystal ball, I could bring about prosperity and unemployment, or reduce the unemployment rate and make everybody wealthy and happy. But I don't. I think we need to get jobs. As I said, our unemployment rate is 14%. It's third highest in the state. I think we need to all work together. I think the various taxing bodies need to work together for economic development. I think with Mr. Coyle and his economic development, the Decatur Council, the Chamber, unions, we all need to get our heads together and try to come up with some concepts of how to get people to work in this town and make people proud to be from this town. And Decatur has always taken a hit for some reason with respect to a place to live. Decatur's my hometown. It has been my hometown for over 70 years. I love Decatur. I think it's a great place to live. I think it's a great place to raise family. We have to sell that idea and have to sell that concept to other people. Mr. Harrison, who's here 11 years, he's adopted this town. He knows how good the good points are. So we need to come together and try to all work together. City council, park district, school district, townships. Let's get together. Let's come up with a plan. Let's market Decatur and the park district.
Okay. Mr. Harrison?
As far as to the how the park district balances declining population, declining tax base, and abundance of parkland, that's a serious question, and I think something I've enjoyed looking into, really. We have a lot of park ground. I believe there's over 2,000 acres that are just in the park district. That's not counting the airport. It's a whole other subject. A town like Quincy, Illinois, which has about 40 to 50,000 people, only has 1,000 acres of park ground. So yes, there are a lot of acres here for the park district to maintain. I think the key to what we do with those is efficiency, how the park district can get more efficient with the resources it has to maintain the assets that it does have. One example is I live by Kiwanis Park. There's a huge park out there, and only one small corner of that park is actually used. Part of the master plan that the park district has talked about is creating more native grass areas and natural areas where it allows kids to explore more, and you don't have to mow that grass every 7 days like you do traditional turf. So I think it's becoming more efficient. Doing things like this will also draw more kids to the park. Some of the best memories that my kids have are playing in the creek at Fairview Park by the Bikini Tree. And it's an adventure. It's something different, and it's not something structured like a normal playground is. Creating natural areas that, frankly, take less maintenance for the parks and are more inviting to kids.
Okay. Mr. Riley?
If Decatur had the EAV of Springfield, our tax rate would be about half of what it is now. So that is, has been mentioned, it's a huge issue. I mean, I think that's why I'm proud of how we work with the City Council and the City Manager's Office, as well as working with the Chamber of Commerce and the Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Because, I mean, we bring money into Decatur by the facilities that we offer here in town. And I know Mr. Clark, sometimes doesn't think we should be an economic generator, but that's exactly what park districts do anymore around the state of Illinois as well as the country. We are economic generators. We bring dollars into town for hotels and gasoline and restaurants, so that's important. I appreciate Mr. Harrison discussing the master plan. I think we've just gone through that and picked out places where we can have some native growings. We're trying to we continue to fine tune what we do to look for ways to save money, and I think we can continue doing that. I mean, I'll never say that we're perfect by any means, but I think we've come a long ways over the last 10 or so years, and we can have room to continue to improve, and we'll continue to do so.
Thank you. Mr. Clark?
I like most of the things that the park district's doing, and somebody asked me why I was running, and I said, Well, you don't run because you like what they're doing. You run because you want to change the things that they're not. I think the Decatur park system, if the neighborhood parks and everything else was developed and structured so that the parks could generate the exercises and the activities for the kids. When I was growing up in the parks, they had softball and baseball leagues of a morning in the parks, and every park had its own pride in its park because it was taking on another local park from another neighborhood, and it was a lot of competition. The activities that used to be available aren't available like they once were. I'd like to see them get back to developing the parks. To me, the important part, one of the main things that the park district does is maintain its ground. It doesn't get taxed for them. So what they own, all they have to do is maintain and generate activities. Building new things is not a bad thing, but maintenance is what they're talking about doing less of. They're trying to cut back on their maintenance. And everything that they're building is creating higher cost maintenance. So by the time it's done, the maintenance that'll be taken to take care of that, you'll have to take away from something else. Because once they budget it, if it's budgeted for maintenance, it has to stay in there. And if it goes to something else, it can't be pulled out for maintenance. Basically, that.
Thank you.